Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my very first story time video. So for those of you who don't know, there has been like this huge thing going around on YouTube of people doing story time videos of like true events that have happened to them in their life, or just crazy fucking stories that you would never believe would have happened to some people. So I decided to kind of jump on that bandwagon and share some of my own stories. Just a little disclaimer, I did not have a very exciting life, and some of the events that did happen in my life I would probably never share to the public, but I was sitting down and reading some like old journal entries from like my old diary from like high school and just like adolescence years, and I found a few of the stories in there that I really wanted to share and start doing storytime videos. And another thing I want to talk about is the thing that drives me nuts about storytime videos, and the reason why I have not been doing storytime videos is because the clickbait titles, the clickbait thumbnails, and just the ridiculous bullshit that people use to get you to click on their video. I'm here to make a promise to you guys and talk about how I am never going to be that person. What you see in the title is pretty much going to be the legit story, and what you see in the thumbnail, excuse my phone, and what you see in the thumbnail, it's a thumbnail. I'm just gonna be telling you the true, legit, honest story, and I promise there will be no bullshit clickbait titles or anything like that. Scout's honor, I promise. We come in peace. Okay, so for my very first storytime video, because I have like 4 that I figured I could do videos on, and this one I think it would be kind of like a good like starting off, like jumping off point to do this on my very first storytime video. And as you guys can see by the title, this is going to be a storytime video of how I broke into a house with my ex-boyfriend. And now I know I just got done talking about clickbait titles, but I technically did not break into the house. Like, I didn't go into the house physically, but we could have gotten caught and we could have gotten in a shit ton of troubles. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So basically this happened back in, oh my gosh, when did I turn 15? 2008? 2009. I was just freshly 15. This was shortly after my 15th birthday, and I was at my boyfriend's house at the time. No, it wasn't Chance. I'm not with Chance anymore. This was a boyfriend from a while back, before I even met Chance, before I even knew who Chance was. But yeah, I was at this boyfriend's house, for the day. We were just hanging out. It was a nice summer day. It was the end of August. And this was going to be like our last time hanging out before school started again, blah, 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 freshman year, holy fuck. So, yeah, so we just decided, we were hanging out watching music videos, and we just decided, hey, let's go for a walk. It's nice out. So we just decided to go for a walk, and also going for a walk also meant being able to smoke a cigarette without his parents seeing, because, I was 15, he was 17 at the time, so, we couldn't smoke yet, and the only way we could smoke is if we went on a walk. So yeah, we were just walking, smoking a cigarette, talking, being boyfriend, girlfriend, all cutesy and whatnot, and we were just walking, and we walked past this house. It's a really, really beautiful house, and we noticed that it had a for sale sign on it. So we were like, let's go look in the windows. Let's see what this is all about. And so we're like, walking, making sure no one's around, and we're just looking in the windows, and it's like a really gorgeous house. Like, there's like a bar in the basement, and like just a really, really nice, beautiful house in his neighborhood. And then he gets this brilliant idea, hey, let's go inside. And keep in mind, there wasn't like an open house going on, the realtor wasn't there, the owner of the house wasn't there. It was just like an empty house with a for sale sign in front of it. I don't know if it was like being foreclosed on or something. I don't really know, because there was some pieces of furniture left in it. And he was like, let's go walk around inside. Let's see what it looks like from the inside. And me, not being a dumbass, I was like, and we were in the backyard at this point, and he wanted to go in through like the slider door. Of course, the dumbass realtor literally left all of the doors unlocked and open, and like windows were open and all this other shit. And me, I was like, no, I am not about to go inside that house. Like, we don't know where the realtor is. What if the owner's in the house? Like, I'm not about that life. So I stayed out in the backyard, and he went inside the house. And he was like walking around, he was like waving from inside the window, and I was in the backyard like, okay, this is cool and all, but let's like, let's get the fuck going, let's get out of there. And you know, I'm just walking around the backyard now, just like checking out the backyard. You're like, oh cool, you know, the woods, that's a nice view. And you know, he's still walking around the house doing whatever. I don't know if he stole anything. I don't know what the hell happened inside that house. But you know, he kept trying to get me to come inside. He was like, oh, you should come check this out. Come check out the mini bar. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not going in. 10 minutes go by and he's still being a dumbass walking around the house, you know, like checking everything out, like looking at all the drawers and stuff. And I'm in the backyard and my back is facing, like I'm facing away from the house. Like I'm not even looking at the house anymore because I'm like, he can do whatever he wants. And I'm just walking out walking around the backyard, and all of a sudden I hear this slam, and it's my boyfriend at the time running out of the house, slamming the door behind him. He runs up to me and he looks at me, terrified, like his face is pitch white. He's looking at me and he goes, run. And I go into panic mode, like fight or flight. I took flight, like I was gone, and he was gone, like he ran. He was like 10 feet ahead of me, and this guy, he could run. So when he looked at me and told me to run, I didn't even know what was going on. He just said run, and I was like, fuck yeah, and I just took off. And let me just mind you guys, I'm not wearing any shoes. Okay, it's the middle of summer, I'm barefoot, I was earthing myself, as you could say, I guess, and we were just like walking around his neighborhood, you know, barefoot, and the only place to run away from the house is into the fucking woods. So, when he looked at me and he goes, run, as he's running past me, I'm like, I didn't even think about the fact that I didn't have shoes on. I literally just took off into the fucking woods with no shoes on. And I was running, trying to catch up to him. And when I first started to run, I started to go in opposite direction that he was going. I was like, well, that's a bad idea because I don't know where the hell I am. So, and then I'm like going in that direction and I get stuck in like this manure pile of like mud and just nasty poop, and I don't even know what the fuck it was, but and I was like stuck in it and I like couldn't get my foot out, and I was like, bad way, and I was like screaming and I was like freaking out because I didn't even know what was going on at this point. And I eventually get myself unstuck and I start taking off in the same direction he's going, and I can barely see him because he is just running like a million miles an hour at this point. And I'm just running, and eventually I catch up to him, and that's when I look down at my feet. I look down at my freaking feet and they are covered in blood. Scratches, blood, dirt, poop, leaves, whatever the hell was in the woods, I stepped in it, I guarantee it. And you know, I catch up to him and we're running, and finally we're deep enough into the woods where we can stop running, and I look at him and I'm like, what the hell happened? And he looks down at me and he's like, a van pulled up into the driveway and went into the house as I was coming out of it. And I was like, you asshole, what the hell are you thinking? Are you stupid? I was like just going off on him, freaking out. And then when we eventually make our way out of the woods, and you know, we're walking up the sidewalk to like go back to his house because we're like, okay, we're done for the day, like this is way more than enough. And as we're walking like up the sidewalk to like go back to his house, like because there was like a little like round neighborhood, we were like going up and to go around and back to his house. As we were going up this road, he sees the van that pulled into the driveway, because he said it was like a red van, and that van pulled down that road. The same fucking van that saw Ben in that damn house. And he looks at me, he's like, oh shit. And he grabs my hand and we run back into the woods. Mind you, as my feet are covered in blood and I can barely walk, like I'm like limping at this point because my feet are just covered in cuts. Like it was ridiculous. So we're like running, and I'm crying at this point because I'm so scared. I'm like, that's it, we're caught, we've done it, like it's done, it's over with. I'm so grounded because, you know, being 15, like your worst fear is being grounded, right? So yeah, we're like running through the woods and we don't see the van again, thank God. We like sit in the woods and we're like just sitting in the woods, just like chain smoking, waiting for this fucking van to go away. Then we had to think of an excuse to tell, because, you know, obviously when you get back to his house, his parents are gonna be in the kitchen or whatever, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck happened to Bree's feet, you know? Like they're gonna be like, what were you doing? So then we were like sitting there trying to come up with an excuse as to what happened to my feet. So basically, we couldn't really think of anything, obviously, because I mean, what excuse could you possibly come up with? So I was like, well, there's nothing we can really do. So we find this like little pond or little creek or whatever, and I'm like swishing my feet in it, and it just hurt like hell. Like, I'm so surprised I don't have like scars left on my feet from this, because my feet were so fucked. And like, I was swishing around in the pond, and luckily I got him clean enough to the point where there wasn't blood everywhere. And you know, we eventually get back to his house, and we're about to walk in the door. We're like, okay, cool, calm, collected. We just went for a walk. It was all good. Nothing happened. And you know, we walk upstairs, and I'm like, oh, how was your walk? I'm like, oh, it was great. It was good. And the only way I was allowed to go up to my boyfriend at the time, the only way I was allowed to go up to his room was if he played guitar. And obviously, because if they heard the guitar playing, then they would know nothing else was going on up there, you know what I mean? So we were like, yeah, we're gonna go listen to him play guitar. They're like, okay. So we go up there, and you know, Ben's playing guitar for a little while, and you know, I'm sitting there like in excruciating pain, like my feet are starting to bleed again, they're in a lot of pain. And then we go into the bathroom, and he runs the bathtub as quietly as possible, because obviously if his parents heard the bathtub running, they would think something a little fishy's going on. So we're just trying to run the bath water like as quietly as possible, and he starts cleaning my feet with like soap, and then oh my god, I'm so surprised I didn't scream. So then he takes freaking aftershave on his fingers and starts patting it over top of my feet that are severely cut up and in excruciating pain. And I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like pulling on his hair, and I'm just like in so much pain. And oh my gosh, so yeah, that was, my feet recovered, by the way, like they're totally fine. And then, you know, after that, we were playing guitar for a little bit, and then we're like, okay, let's chill out, let's go eat dinner. So we ate dinner, and then we were watching music videos on the computer, you know, just doing what teenagers do. And you know, we were like, okay, cool, we're in the clear, like nothing else is gonna happen, you know, we got away with it, we're all good. And then, you know, in the midst of watching music videos, the doorbell rings at his house. The freaking doorbell rings, okay? Oh my gosh. We look at each other, and we're like, oh fuck. Like we thought we were so screwed, because usually when like people come over, like they'll just go to like the back door, but you know, if like someone's just coming up to the house, they're gonna go to the front door obviously and ring the doorbell. And oh my god, we were so freaking scared. We were so scared. Like both of our faces, we were just like pure white at this point. We had no idea what was gonna happen next. And luckily, it was only his little brother's friend coming over to play. Thank God. We thought it was gonna be like the owner of the house, the realtor. We thought like the police were gonna come, and oh my god, it was a crazy freaking day. And I have never felt adrenaline pump through my body faster than that day. It was just so, it was so freaking crazy. Like I couldn't even believe that happened, but we never got caught. Nobody ever found out about it. I don't even know if the owner of the house or the realtor or whoever that was, I don't know if they like called the police or, yeah, I have no idea, but it was a crazy freaking day. And that's basically the story about how I almost got caught breaking into a house. Even though I didn't go into the house, I would have been an accessory to breaking and entering, you know what I mean? Like, not good. I really hope you guys enjoyed my very first story time video of me breaking into a house. If you did, be sure to give a huge thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to go down and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future story time videos. For those of you who want a preview of my next story time video, basically, I peed my pants in front of my crush. So if you want to know more about that story time video, make sure you stay tuned for next time. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye!